Hey everybody, we're live. This is Lauren from Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain with my cup of gratitude, which is backwards. And of course I have with me the lovely Jackie Pisani.
Hey guys.
My super admin. And then we've got a new kid in town, which is the reason why we're doing this webcast today. We've got Karin Goldberg.
Hello.
Yay.
So happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Our AoG webcast with Jackie and Lauren has been on hiatus. We must have been very exhausted from our whopping 2 episodes prior to this. AKA life gets in the way and busy. So, but I hope you enjoy them. We do enjoy them. The live broadcasts are, I'm sorry, I'm looking down to make sure it's broadcasting. I don't know if it is or not. But we hope you enjoy them. We wanted to introduce Karin to you so you guys could get to know her, because although you may know her speaking, you know, and chatting and stuff, you may not know her live, and we have the technology to be able to do that. I'm going to hang on here just for 1 minute, guys. I'm sorry, because I'm getting a blank screen on their end, and I just want to make sure that they're seeing it. Nope, they are. They are. Cool. We're good. We're good. Woo!
Hey.
We have very, very, very bad luck when it comes to technology with the live events. But Jackie and I decided a long time ago, we really like going live for a couple reasons. One, it shows, I don't know, it's more authentic, and I don't know, more off the cuff. It's just, I don't know, I feel it's real. It can create buzz about it. So it can go live and it's recorded. But in that live aspect, it goes through like 7 different channels to be able to get it live. So hopefully that will change soon. So we thought we would start with our interview with Karin. And then after that, we can do some AoG news. We don't have a lot. And then what else do we have? Yeah, just a couple things. So for anybody who's new, welcome. I'm not going to give you a long history because you can find that in various places on our site. But Jackie and I happen to be roommates from rehab. We went to a chronic pain. I know. I love that story. And I'm at her wedding in September. How cool is the story? Woo! So 20-year age difference. We really hit it off. I started this group in 2014. And Jackie had offered to come on board right as we were really growing, and I felt like, all right, I really need to get somebody else, but who am I going to get? Because, you know, when you start something, it's kind of your baby, you don't know who to trust and all that. And then Jackie offered, and it was like a light bulb went off, and she's perfect. Fast forward a couple of years, a couple weeks ago, I'm chatting with Karin in our Wednesday live group chat, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And she puts out that same offer. And it came at a time we really needed it too. So the gods, you know, karma, whatever you believe in, it is. And we couldn't be happier to have her on board. So Karin, thank you for your service to the group.
My pleasure.
So Jackie, should we just like hit her with some questions?
Yeah, let's get into the good stuff.
You want to add, what you asked the first one?
All right.
We haven't reversed any of this, by the way.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, me neither. We'll see.
So Karin, can you talk a little bit about how your journey with chronic pain started?
Well, I think my journey with chronic pain probably started when I was 11 or 12 years old. You know, I remember going to the doctor, you know, my legs hurt, this hurt, and he, of course, at that time, they all thought I was a hypochondriac, right? So, yeah, and then I just sort of coped with it. I mean, I lived my life around it, and I think after a while in your mind, you think that, well, everybody lives like this, so, you know, what's the big deal? I really have to keep going, and there's no excuse because it's just who I am. Everything hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it started very early because I'm 67 years young, and so now we have 3 generations here too now, Lauren.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Amen.
But it's funny, I don't even think that way. Do you guys?
No, not at all.
Well, it's kind of nice, really. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's nice because it's not super obvious. Seems to work very well.
that's right.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
So,
Lord, you ask the next one.
yeah, so like emotionally, how were you handling your illness back then?
Oh, well, the complicating factor for me as to having other disabilities was that I also suffer. I do suffer from major depression and anxiety. So, and that kept getting worse and worse and worse. And when you have an episode of major depression, each time you have it, the chemicals in your brain, I think, just go even wonkier.
Really?
And so after a while, there's, especially with the newer meds, there's really nothing left to do but try to get them, try to get them happy again. Come on, guys, So I'm pretty sure that the depression came first, and then who knows whether it caused the fibromyalgia or what, but then it all, of course, gets mixed up. And the thing is, though, because I didn't know what I had, I was just depressed. I didn't know, nobody knew that long ago. I don't even know if fibromyalgia was a word.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
A lot of people don't even think it's a real illness now.
No, I know.
And it was more difficult.
Yeah. But I'm actually, when I look back, I'm amazed at how well I did, and how I just took it for granted that it was that hard. It's hard. So it was just who I became, unfortunately.
And then, so I'm going to jump forward a little, if that's okay. Eventually, when you came to AoG, what was the impetus for you to seek out a Facebook support group?
Well, I don't belong to many groups on Facebook, but I did join a fibromyalgia group that was specific to the region that I live in. I live in Canada, and so I live in Ontario, and so this group was specific just to Ontario, and it's a pretty good group. The people don't complain that much, but it's very different from AoG, and one day there was a beautiful post by one of the members, and she mentioned gratitude. And I mean, I've sort of practiced gratitude in maybe a minor way all my life, but when I saw that, I thought, I wonder if that would help. So I started to look for groups, and I found AoG, of course, because it's A. And I think that was that was the first light bulb moment was joining that. And then several months later, I joined CPA. And so with that combination, things happened.
For those of you that don't know, CPA is Chronic Pain Anonymous, which many of us are members of. And we now have our very own group, Chronic Pain Anonymous meeting group on Tuesday nights on Zoom live, which you can find all the information about in our group rules. So yeah, we throw around a lot of letters here in AoG. And then I've got my own stuff, which is like a whole other crazy. I don't even understand. It confuses me. So you found AoG.
Right.
And you wanted to join just to kind of give it a shot, see what it was about?
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, it is a very organic process. Like, it's not, you take in posts and you think about them. And at first it's sort of, oh, well, this is lovely, this is nice, sunshine and lollipops. And and then it starts to get a little more serious. And then the combination of CPA, where I was doing the telephone call-ins, which were just, I couldn't deal with it just because of the technology being so old and so many people on the call and having to mute yourself and it just like, I started to want to throw my phone across the room, which is not good for CPA group. But I sort of got stuck.
Yeah, serenity, throwing phones don't really go together.
So I started thinking about the steps. You know, I downloaded them and printed them off, and I started trying to work with the steps. And it was hard. And I think at some point you and I, Lauren, had sort of connected, you know, just chatting or whatever. And you said, oh yeah, you know, step 1, I still have to go back to. And that made a huge impression on me. So still being stuck at 3, you know, and working that through, and then meeting so many amazing people in this group. Oh my God. I can't tell you what it means to be, when you start allowing yourself to take in some of the feelings. I think that's what's really hard at first, you know, because it's so moving and sometimes so painful, and you know, want to protect my heart from that because I can't do anything. But I learned that the more my heart opened and the more my heart healed, the more gratitude I felt, the less pain I felt, really. And when I do feel pain now, I was telling Lauren this the other day, it's like I feel the pain, but I don't spiral down so that it takes me away from my life and from the things that I want to accomplish. It's really, really amazing. So yes, I still have pain, but I'm able to be creative now. I'm able to do my writing, and I really attribute it to getting involved with CPA, but but especially our group, Attitude of Gratitude.
That's awesome.
Right here.
What did you say?
Just the emotions overtaking you and stuff. You're making me, you know, you're making me get choked up. It's like one of those things for me, at least, that I don't know how to put into words.
Yeah, it's hard.
But hopefully, as we say in another fellowship I'm involved in, you stick around long enough to wait for the miracle to happen or whatever. I don't know, for a lot of us, it just does. You know what moves me is every day we welcome in new people, all the new people that have requested to come in. And every day there are still a plethora of people welcoming everybody in. They don't have to do that. We have a really, really special group here, a very selfless group, which I think makes us unique as well.
Yeah. And I think there's something to be said about, I mean, obviously there's so much success that we can see in, you know, that idea of a group setting to get better, I can't talk today, to get better together, you know, to share in each other's joys and in each other's pain. I don't know, there's some kind of magic that happens in there. Would you guys agree?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that the level of the posts, you know, if you are open, and that does take time. Not everybody is right off the bat, because we're so used to protecting ourselves from the pain. So how do you open your chest when you have, you know, pain in your ribs, that kind of thing? Well, you can't, but it's.
Oh wow, I like that.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
It takes surrender, is what it takes.
It does take surrender.
Yeah, and that's the huge thing that I'm learning. So step 3 is actually, you know, I'm doing well with it, because I realized how I fought that pain, how I fought that depression, and fighting doesn't work. You know, I know that you guys know that, but it just, when I offered to become an admin, I thought about it for a long time because this group is so special to me. It means so much to me that I didn't want to say, oh yeah, I'll do it, and you guys would say okay, and then it's too much for me. So I didn't want to do that. So I did think about it for a long time, and then I felt I was ready, and so I offered, thinking, well, you know, if you need me for anything, I'll do it. And that too, I think, as Lauren said in one of the promos, to get to a level where you can offer service. I never knew about service. I was just doing some writing before and thinking, okay, the service industry, that's really the only service that I had thought about before. Until I heard people on the CPA calls, you know, thank you for your service, thank you for your service. And then I realized that what service was and what I could offer, but more than that, what I was going to get back from it. So.
Yeah, it sounds crazy to many, I'm sure, and it sounds hokey, but service is really important to me as well. And it gets me out of myself, the obsession of myself to help others. I'm like helping others while I'm helping me. For me, it's really important also. And you can do service in so many different ways. You don't have to be an admin to do service necessarily. You know, you could do, I think just by, if somebody's having a really hard day and maybe you PM them and offer to talk to them privately, I think that's service. You know, you do what you can based on what your abilities are on that given day. But the point is that you're giving of yourself in a selfless way. And you get surprised at how good it feels and you know, emotionally and maybe even physically too. So yeah, I could tell when you offered, she offered in the Wednesday group chat, so which I guess we may as well say it now, we could say it in the news, but so we do this Wednesday group chat on Tuesday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on a different program than YouTube. It's on Zoom, which is basically you click and you're in there and you can have video on or off and audio on or off. And so we meet every Tuesday, and Karin, at the end of a chat, she said it in a way that I could tell how much thought she had put into it. Like it wasn't just a fly-by-night, hey, if you need help, like she just said. So that's when I knew, I'm like, you know, she's serious. And I brought it to Jackie, and of course it was just the right time, the right person. Yeah. For those of you that haven't been around a long time, when the group got to be 100 people, Jackie and I were very worried about it losing its feeling of intimacy. So we were going to close it, not to shut it down, but to close it to anybody from the outside. And we laugh about it now because thank God we didn't. Thank God we didn't. And you would think that it would be a lot more problems as it gets bigger. I don't know that I feel that it's a lot more problems. Do you?
No. I mean, it takes a little bit more time to welcome people, but that's a fun thing. It's worth if that's our biggest problem, you know, we're doing pretty good.
And to remove the hackers, which is a really big issue.
Yeah.
But because the more gratitude, the more like-minded people that we have in here, it just seems to get more and more magical. It's like this ball of yarn, and we keep adding more and more layers.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Karin. So now you're this admin. So where do you? Well, first of all, did I already ask you what were your first impressions of the group? Did I ask you that already?
Well, I thought of something else about the first impressions, because as soon as my name came up, I saw that I had been, you know, allowed into the group, and all of a sudden there was this flurry of people welcoming me, and I thought, wow, this is already amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one person once leave the group because of that. She was embarrassed. But hopefully, I feel like it puts a personal touch to it. I know Jackie does too. That's why we continue to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same, and it's kind of the same people each time. They take the time to welcome others, and it's like, welcome. The more the merrier. Welcome to our special sanctuary here, and if you want to participate, that's the other thing. If you want to participate, that's great. And if you don't participate and you're just a lurker, that's equally as great. You do not have to participate to be a valuable member in here, because some people just don't like that, and that's totally cool. So we don't put an emphasis on participation or not. We just hope that you're getting as much out of it as we are. That's it. So that was your first impression, Karen, and then so I wrote it down. You became a member on October 3rd of 2016.
That's right.
So it's been what, like 8 months or so? Am I right about that? 8, 9 months? It seems like longer.
Yes.
Yeah. But when is it, like, I don't remember, were you active right away?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I was. That was another part of the process, was first of all learning how to take a post from my regular Facebook feed and put it into the group. That took a long time. The wrong thing, it drove me crazy. But anyway, once I figured out how to do that, I thought, I want to comment on some posts, and I'll post a few things myself, and then it just became habitual.
And then you make friends, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I never thought I could make friends online. I thought it seemed silly. But man, we get into each other's hearts pretty easily.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It does touch us. We do reach out and touch many people. And and as I took my shower, or as I was finished taking my shower, and I'm thinking, okay, how many days was it this time? And I thought, why do you care? You live alone. No.
What, between showers, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. And then I thought, there is no other group that I know of where you can actually say, I'm so grateful that I took a shower, that I could take a shower today.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
people
here,
just
we all understand what that means.
yeah.
Yeah. You're speaking to I was like Jabba the Hutt. I was disgusting. Prior to getting to rehab, I just didn't shower. That was not my jive.
So that brings up a good point. I guess this is to both of you, not just to Karin, but how would you guys say pain and then working on the effects of that pain has changed? How has that changed how you interact with the world?
We get into each other's hearts pretty. Sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, say that again, Jackie. I'm sorry, I distracted.
That's okay. So Karin brings up a good point about, thinking about not having showered in a few days and then, realizing who cares? I'm doing the best I can. So how has your pain and then the process of trying to get better from the emotional effects of that pain, how has that changed how you interact with the world, or your perspective, I guess?
For me, I think it's changed the way I look at our group of people who suffer with chronic pain, live with chronic pain. So this is my tribe. This is who I can commune with. And so when I go out into the world, my heart is actually more open. I feel more compassion for people, but I also sort of realize that they're not my tribe. So I'm a little more cautious about what I say to them about how I feel now. The thing is, it doesn't bother me anymore that I'm still going to say, oh, I'm fine, thank you. Because I know what that means. And it could mean I'm fine, thank you. I've had the worst pain I've ever had. Or it could mean, yeah, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really care. For the people who aren't my tribe, of course, they're the ones that I love, my sons and my brother, etc., etc. They have a better understanding. And so if I want to talk about it, I don't, I will be honest. But I still feel, when I pick up the phone and it's one of my boys, there's a black duck right there, So as I'm talking, I don't feel pain.
Yeah.
But for the other people, I do care more about them, but I'm more inclined to censor what I'm going to say about how I'm feeling or how I got there or whatever. You guys, my tribe.
That's
really
beautiful.
Can't live without you.
Right back at you, babe.
Oh, I think I'm first.
Yeah, I guess that's me now. The way I interact with the world, yeah, ditto, I would say. From past experience, I've lived with my illness for 16 years. I've seen all the different reactions from when I tell the truth versus as to how I'm feeling versus not. And been terribly disappointed when I do say exactly how I'm feeling to a non-pain thriver. So I don't go there anymore with most of them. I have some that I can, but I get it out with you guys. I get it out with my tribe. So that's okay. I feel like, and somebody said it this morning in a post, and I wanted to, give her a big kudos that she realized that we need to get it out. I think if we don't talk about it, it's deadly. For me, it was deadly. It was deadly. Like I was on a course for death. In a lot of ways, and you can see my story. If you look in the files, you can find it somewhere. So we have to get it out, and I'm glad to have this place. Now we don't, the interesting twist though is that we're a non-complaining group. But somehow we still get it out without the complaining. It's interesting. It's kind of beautiful actually. And it's not like we're asking people to just like, hey, buck up, look on the bright side. It's not that at all. It's, we realize there's other, not venues. I guess it's venues. There's other places where you can get it out. Lots of other chronic pain groups. We want it to be the one you can go to where any time of day, day or night, 24 hours, that you're going to be able to find something that maybe lifts your spirits a little bit. And I think we're succeeding in that. So Karin, where do you see? Do you have a vision for the future of AoG? Like, where do you see it going?
I think we should do a traveling show.
Ooh.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just, I don't think we could do it virtually. Maybe, well, we'd have to, but, I just sort of see going to various, being speakers at various conferences and things like that. Yeah, that's what I see. Perhaps
a TED Talk?
Yes, absolutely a TED Talk, Lauren.
That's my bucket list. I have that on my bucket list for sure. I think when Karin was talking about finding the group, and we've talked about this many times, but people don't normally put gratitude and chronic pain together. Why would you? It just doesn't seem to flow together. Like I hurt like an SOB. Let's search for gratitude. But I don't know. Something about it just seems to work. At least and none of us are fully there. Well, I'm not fully there. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not fully there, but I always strive to be. I just want to be happy. I wrote about this. I think it was in a it was in a post in the group yesterday that you know, I had to get through the initial like kicking, screaming, grieving process, temper tantrum, like, oh my God, this is it. You know, this is what I've got to deal with. But then and it took years, trust me. And then it got to a point where I'm like, I don't want to live the rest of my life like this. Like, I've got to find a way to make this good for me, the best possible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where gratitude comes in for me, for sure. You know, it's not all sunshine and roses and all that other stuff, but it sure beats where I was, for sure. How about you, Jackie?
Yeah, I agree. You know, if you told me when I first started to get sick that I would be not only a member but an admin of a group that talked about gratitude and did not allow complaining, I would have laughed. You know, I never would have seen that in my future. But for me, you know, AoG was one of the first tools in my toolbox to not get into, you know, what Karin called that downward spiral. You know, it's a part of, I guess, when I first got sick, and I think when most people get sick, they expect to go see a doctor, and the doctor fixes it, and they get better, and everyone lives happily ever after, and that's just not the case. And so for me, I've had to slowly pick up along the way these tools that help me get through the day and get through life, and not just exist, but to be happy, you know, to live, because we can live, you know, no matter how bad the pain is. You know, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but it's been, you know, such a gift to let go of that burden of always having to feel like this warrior that's trying to fix everything once and for all and defeat this huge monster, that really, when you look at it with a different perspective, is so small. Not that our pain and what we go through it is a small thing, just that, you know, with a little bit of shift in perspective, it's just a lot easier to manage, I think.
Wow, that was profound. Jackie's young, and she got sick when she was really young. And I think about her a lot, and although age shouldn't matter, I get angry for her that she, you know, a lot of people her age would walk around feeling all the time that they were robbed, you know, and, you know, as an older person, oh my God, did I just say I'm an older person? Oh my God, I am an older person. That's a whole other show. What'd you say?
I said, you're older than Jackie, but younger than me.
I'm younger than you. But, you know, a lot of younger people get, you know, we older people get angry. So, gosh, even behind the scenes, Jackie's just always got a really great attitude. She's a special person. She really is a special person.
You bring up a good point, though, about the anger. I think, you know, it's such an easy place to go to. And I think we have to go there in the beginning. You have to feel those feelings. And I think it's important, you know, to say in AoG, we don't talk about that side of it because we can't be everything, you know. But it's true. We all go through the anger and all the stages of grief, or some of them, or, you know, we go through some kind of grieving process, and that's okay, you know.
I think that's important, actually, that process.
Yeah,
because I remember it wasn't that long ago, but maybe 10, 15 years ago. And I remember saying to my therapist, my world is getting so small. And you know, and I'm really, really angry, and I'm really sad. And my world now, if I look at it in the same way, has gotten even smaller, but because of AoG, it's huge now. Like, it's just freedom, just this release. It's great. Yeah.
You're so freaking adorable. I can't stand it. But I know exactly what you mean. Like, if I'm away, for a lengthy period of time. If I'm not attached to the computer, which is kind of rare, but yesterday I was not. I feel like, oh my God, what's been happening in AoG? What are the posts right now? I don't know what was posted yesterday or today because I've been busy trying to get this thing to work. But some of the stuff that you guys post, boy, it's just, I don't know, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's just this really, what do I call it, Jackie? It's this really magical. It's a beating heart of people.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
That come together to share and cry and be happy. And if I'm having a bad day, I can hear how Jane, got through her day. And then I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can do it too. But it's this throbbing, beating heart of people that's just like full of electricity and magic. And it's something, it's a privilege for me to be a part of it, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So Karin, what else do we have for you? I think that was all the questions I had for you regarding the group. So welcome to the admin.
Thank you.
Rock. So that kind of leads into our news, sort of. So I've mentioned a few times, Wednesdays we have a live group chat, and we're looking to maybe add another one. It's so easy, guys, and I know it's daunting at first to go live. Believe you me, I know. You click, you're there. If you really don't feel like being seen, just hit video off, or even audio. Some people go in and they just listen, and that's totally fine too. In there, we are very lenient on the rules. You can kind of bitch and moan in there. So if you're looking to get a release in there, Wednesdays are a good place to do it. But Karin has been a very faithful Wednesdayer, even since before we went video. Prior to that, we were doing it over, what do you even call it, text chat room type thing. Yeah, it wasn't working out so well because posts were getting lost and you didn't know who was responding to who. But so Karin's been a faithful chatter on Wednesdays, and she has kindly agreed to be our new, what's the title?
Chat wench.
Chat wench. Decided on chat wench.
I love that.
Yes. So Karin's going to take that over and do it as she feels is best for the group.
Yeah, well, the first one, I hope lots of people show up. If there aren't lots of people, that's fine too, but I really would love to meet more of you. And we can talk about whether we're going to add another day or the time, because I'm perfectly flexible with all of that. So that would be great. I'm very, very happy to take on this honor.
One of these days we'll get you a uniform.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Official chat wench costume. We'll get you like a cape. I can see it now.
I still have all my costuming sitting here from last weekend. See what we can get. No, that doesn't really work.
No, that's not a winch hat.
No, I don't have a wench hat. If there is a wench hat.
Go and look in a Goodwill store. And
yeah.
Goodwill.
So yeah, it's really awesome, and I know it's one of those things like, oh, I'll try it next week. I'll try it next week. Try it. Trust me. Those of you that go, and we have some. I won't mention names, but we have some. Like this week, we had one that was very ill, and she called, and she was lying down in bed, and that's totally cool. She just didn't feel like talking. Totally cool. This is the place you can do that. Just to get a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Not community. Not support. There's a word I'm looking. Connection.
Yeah.
Connection's huge for us, I think.
Yeah. So even if you don't feel a lot like talking, as Lauren was saying, just to know that there are a few people, just to hear the voices and the words, I think can be very, very powerful.
Yeah.
I agree. And Karin's a writer. I think she mentioned that very briefly, but she is a writer, and she's always throwing out these awesome vocab words that I have to look up. She's adorable. We're so glad to have you on board, Karin.
Thank you.
So we just had a couple pieces of news, right, Jackie? Well, and
Yeah,
Karin.
no, nothing huge. I guess the first one was about these posts that are going around that ask you to type yes or to type amen, which I thought was just, I always thought it was harmless. I really did. I didn't really participate because I didn't see the point in responding in such a specific way. But apparently there is a point, and it's not such a great one. I guess there's some way that I don't quite understand that people can, what do they call it, Lauren? Like farming or something weird.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But apparently it eventually leads them to be able to get some kind of information from you, or that constitutes some kind of agreement. I just know it's not good. And we are just learning about this. This stuff changes daily, unfortunately. So basically what we're asking people to do is for posts that ask you to type yes or type share, like, whatever. Rather than sharing the post directly, we ask that you save it and then repost it as a new post. That seems to be the way to kind of beat the system on that one and still share what are often really beautiful posts. But I guess we'll keep you updated as we learn more about it, because it doesn't make much sense to me, but
Yeah.
here we are.
We had Facebook. You would think that there's a great communication between Facebook group admins and Facebook, and that would be a big no. There's nothing. So we're kind of on our own, and you have to rely on the information of other Facebook people. But very rarely they will flag posts, which means that they find them suspicious. And this week they flagged 4, all that were from a site called Sun Gazing. And I don't want to bash Sun Gazing. I don't know what they're about. I do know their posts and their messages are beautiful. However, their memes, their images all say, like, type yes if you agree at the bottom. So they flagged them, and they had just started that. So like Jackie said, right click save to your device or whatever, repost it. We don't want people to not post that stuff. If we don't follow Facebook's recommendations when they flag something, they eventually stop flagging stuff, and that's a problem. And considering they do it so often, we kind of decided a while ago, Jackie and I, that we will listen almost every time that they flag something. It's not that the person who posted it is suspicious, it's the post itself. So you can find out more. I know it's confusing, but you can find out more. I did put it in our rules, or you can PM one of us and we can talk to you about it. We want you to keep sharing. The group is what it is because of everybody sharing what they've got and the stuff they see. You come across something in your news feed like, oh my God, this is perfect for AoG. Please share. Just don't click share directly from that site, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Right. We do have a piece of big news, though, that we announced. I guess it was last week that there is Option B is the name of a book written by Sheryl Sandberg, who is the COO of Facebook, and she wrote a book called Lean In several years ago, and it was a huge hit. And then in 2000, she's actually exactly my age, so she's 47-ish. She lost her husband unexpectedly in 2015. All of a sudden, life as she knew it changed. So she wrote a book called Option B about how to handle adversity and deal with your option B. And then she made a community online, an option B community, and she's got different communities for different topics. She's got some for like formerly incarcerated, believe it or not. She's got some for divorce, grief, and then health issues. And there was a spot where you could submit your group for approval. And I did it, it was a long time ago, over a month, I want to say. Didn't hear anything, so I assumed we were not going to get accepted. They have their own Facebook group, which is wonderful, by the way. I think it's option B health challenges or something like that. You may want to join it. It's a great group. But so like, I think it was last week or the week before, one of our requests came in and said, I work with option B. I'd like to come in and check out your group. And I was geeking out, and it was like the next day we got the note that we were accepted, which is, I don't know, I really admire Sheryl Sandberg. I think a lot of what she talks about gratitude so much. So the fact that we're listed in their directory is, for me, is huge. So and as of right now, we're the only other chronic pain group other than their own that's listed on there. So woo woo!
Yay!
Good for us. We made the option B. We already talked about the Wednesday chat. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for news. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to say?
No.
Just thanks for watching if you're still watching.
We got 3 viewers right now. And yes, thank you for hanging in. I hope that you got to know Karin and maybe a little bit more about us and what I feel like there was one more thing. My entire life I feel like there was one more thing. Always. And there is. And then I'll remember it as soon as I hit stop broadcast. I'm like, did I write anything down? No, I do have a list here though, just to show you I'm not like a complete
Oh my God.
in different colors. Oh,
That is well organized. I am impressed.
yeah, sort of.
You talked about the bullet journal, didn't you, Lauren?
The bullet journaling post has been really popular. If you guys see it, I think it was just bumped up because somebody commented this morning. But a lot of us are very intrigued by the bullet journaling thing, and there's a few of you out there that do it and are posting pictures, which is awesome. It is so cool. It kind of takes gratitude journaling to a different level. And I feel like with people with chronic pain and chronic brain, I can't necessarily process a whole lot of verbiage at one time, but bullet points, I can. So I think it's brilliant. If you haven't read that article, and if you're interested, you may want to look at that. I did reach out to the author. I have not heard back from her, but it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you. Thanks for being a member. As always, if you have any, comments or suggestions or whatever, please let us know privately. If it's bad, especially privately, we will look into it for sure. We are all about making sure we have our own little manifesto or our own admin rules. But the basic gist of it is we do what's best for the group as a whole, always, whether or not it fits with what we believe. We feel strongly about that, so we want to continue to do that. All right, why don't you guys have the last words? Karin, you want to go first?
Kind of to the chat. I'll try to advertise it, or a meme, or get Lauren, because I'm meme challenged. and I love you all, and you've made a huge difference in my life, and you continue to do so.
Jackie?
Yeah, again, we love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful family that we've grown into, and thanks for watching.
And for me, I'm going to cry. Karin and Jackie, thank you for your service. The group is beautiful because of people like you and offering your service. It's not easy work sometimes. But man, your hearts are so beautiful. Your hearts are so pure, and that's what makes it great. So it's a pleasure working with both of you.
It's a pleasure for me too.
Oh, me too.
And you guys, my tribe, you're my tribe, like Karin said. I don't know what I'd do without you either. Thank God for the internet. I hope you guys all have a gentle, low pain day.
Yeah.
And lots of laughs and some good memories too. And take it easy, and don't feel guilty about taking it easy either.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.